So it's late at night, but I wanted to make this video because a lot of times people are in confusion on what they can make with the BRRRR. A lot of people think that fix and flips are better, and people think that BRRRRs are better, but I just want to go over, I don't really have an opinion on which one's better or not. I mean, I guess I do, but I wanted to go over a scenario of what you can make with the BRRRR and what you can make with fix and flip. So fix and flip is very common. You know, a lot of times people purchase a property that needs a little TLC and they'll put some money into it, fix it up, and then sell it for a profit. You can also do this with wholesaling, but you don't fix it, you sell it to another developer that fixes it instead. There are some risks that come with this, especially in the economic climate that we're in right now for housing, because housing prices are extremely inflated. And then if you get caught in a fix or flip, where you're fixing the property and that takes anywhere between 15 to 45 days if you're really good at it. And then you have to sell it. So if you're in that 90-day window or longer, depending on the difficulties that you come up against, the market can crash. The market can go down and dip low where you thought that you would be able to sell that property, and now you're stuck with the remainder. You're stuck with the balance that you have to pay or foot the bill. So there's risks associated with fix and flip, not so much necessarily with wholesaling, because at that time window is much smaller. You're finding the property and you're matching up with a developer. So you're only in possession with of that property for maybe 10 days, or I've heard anywhere between 3 to 24 days on a wholesale deal. Potentially longer if you're having trouble finding a developer to purchase that property. But anyway, moving on. So with a BRRRR and a fix and flip, I just want to show one scenario of two different ways that could go down, whether you fix or flip it or you BRRRR it. So let's just say the same scenario. Let's say you buy a house for $100,000 for simplicity purposes, okay? And you put $10,000 to fix it. You got to fix it up either way, whether it's a fix or flip, whether it's a BRRRR. BRRRR's got to be fixed up so that people can rent it and it looks nice and whatever else. Cool. So you put $10,000 to fix the property. Now for a fix and flip, really simple. They're going to put it on market and they're going to sell it and make a profit. And let's say you're able to sell that property instead of for $100,000 like you bought it for. After you put $10,000 into it, you're able to sell it for $170,000. That's a normal situation, or I would feel like it would be a normal situation. Anyway, moving on. So you're able to sell it for $170,000. You just profited $60,000. That goes right in your pocket. There you go. Now, for a BRRRR, you don't get the $60,000 because you don't sell it, right? Wrong. You can still get the $60,000. Most people don't realize all the different things that are associated with a BRRRR. Now, you could go a long-term rental route, but we like to go short-term rental. And the reason why we like to go short-term rental is that it's not necessarily rental income. Yes, it is, but it's also a business. It's a business now. It's a short-term rental that we can even provide different amenities, like we provide massages that they can purchase, that we just go through and arbitrage it through other companies. But it is a business now. Now there's new things that come with us creating a business and a property. After 3 months of it being a business and producing monthly income for us, that we can show and document. And typically we do $2,000 a month profit with our BRRRRs for short-term rentals. After 3 months of showing that proof of income, you can now reevaluate, reassess, get another appraisal on the property as a business, and that property will jump up typically 1 to 2 years of that income. So if it's averaging $2,000 a month, that's $24,000 to $48,000 that you just added to the evaluation of that property that you wouldn't have had otherwise if you sold it with no one in there, with no business in it, in the case of a fix or flip. Okay, so you're like, well, that doesn't explain how you're still able to make $60,000. You probably know where I'm going for this, for some of those that are a little bit more experienced investors. But with a huge valuation like this, the property's worth $170,000, right? Before we calculated the business in there. Same as before with the fixture flip. We could sell it for $170,000. That's the valuation. Then you tack the extra 24,000 or 48,000 because it has a business that's making money over the course of the last 3 months that's proven or it's documentable. Now you just increase the value of the property by 24,000 to 48,000. Now with that, you're staying within your 20 to 80 2080 window of refinance cash equity pullout. Okay, so now you can refinance it. So you can refinance it, take the $60,000 out as equity, and use that for more purchases, for another purchase, for another property, or whatever it is that you're trying to do, and you still have a higher valuation than you would a fix and flip. Okay, and then you also keep the monthly cash flow. That's huge. So you have $2,000 extra coming in every single month. There's your 24,000 that you can count on each year that you have the property. Keep it, and then now you pulled out your 60,000, and your evaluation is way higher because it added the 24 to 48,000 because it has a business in it. So in my opinion, BRRRRs are way more profitable, and that's what we stay with.